Okay, so my quickie recap on the detox of caffeine. I did it. Yes, I'm a badass. I did it. You could do it. It's possible. It was hard, not gonna lie. It wasn't easy, but it's doable. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I just have to say that. And it was definitely worth it. So I'm on day 23. I was just gonna go to day 21. I figured I might as well keep going. I'm gonna follow through the end of the month. This video is just a recap on what I learned, my insights, and how I want to implement this in the future, knowing what I know and having gone through it this long. So my biggest insights were, number one, I had to get past that like 10 o'clock marker. That was usually the biggest, like, oh, you know, you want it kind of temptation. But as soon as I got up and outside and saw the sunshine and got some fresh air and saw other people, that was really helpful. I would get over the need or the thinking that I needed the caffeine. It was more of a mental thing. And when I did sense, like maybe in the middle of the day, that I was kind of craving it, I would do like go outside and walk, and again, like get a little more sunshine, walk the dogs, and I would do some jump rope and just get my heart rate up a little, and then I'd get over that. I noticed later through the day that I was able to follow the circadian rhythms a little bit more. So instead of like when I had caffeine, it would like hit me hard where I'm like, whoa, I'm really tired. Okay. This was more gradual, like, okay, I'm like a little more tired. I'm gonna sit down, do my work, chill out. And then as bedtime approached, it was like, okay, now I'm a little more tired. It wasn't so like sudden with the tiredness, if that makes sense. So I noticed that. The other big thing I noticed was during my workouts, it took a little bit more warm up to get my engine revved up. With caffeine, it was like I was just super warm from the inside out. And I noticed that when I have caffeine, I get like sweaty armpits and all that. I feel my heart rate change. But with this, it took a little bit more warm up, like probably an extra 5 or 10 minutes for my workouts to kick into the normal high intensity that they're used to, which isn't a bad thing. I like a good warm up, but definitely had to add an extra, like 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes to my usual workout routine, and then it was back to normal. And that was like my biggest issue was like, oh, because I use caffeine more as a pre-workout, and I didn't want it to mess with my workouts, and it didn't. I also noticed with the workouts that I was stronger without caffeine, and my recovery was quicker without caffeine. But with caffeine, I was faster. So like with the HIIT training, I could go faster and really get my heart rate up higher, but I definitely didn't feel as strong with the weights. I felt stronger and slower with my form and my breathing when I didn't have caffeine. So that was a big takeaway that I could appreciate. The reason I'm gonna implement some days off of caffeine in the future. The other big takeaway, I still am analyzing my sleep patterns. That's why I'm gonna stay with it for the end of the month. I want to analyze like how it's affecting my deep sleep. I felt a little bit more calm internally with just receiving like deeper messages from my meditations, and just a little more stillness with sitting and just like moving down and receiving information. So that was a highlight. Now in the future, what I plan to do is continue to take maybe 2 days off a week, like Saturday, Sunday, or maybe it's like a Wednesday and a Sunday, to be able to just feel a little bit more and notice how my workouts are like continuing to evolve, so that it's not like I'm relying on that pre-workout caffeine. I could still sense where my energy levels are when I'm working out, and like how the slowness and the muscle contraction, the awareness is there. I'm not overriding anything. And I do want to take like a good week off a month. Maybe every like 2 months, just take like a good 5 days off and see how I feel. But yeah, ultimately it was a beautiful experience, and I'm staying with it. It's definitely interesting in the mornings of just like reminding myself to slow down, warm up a little bit more meditation time, a little more like just sort of almost like an internal lubricating my joints with these like slow motions, or even if they're fast, it's like range of motion versus just jumping into high intensity. And then waking up drinking, you know, more like dandelion tea, more cleansing water with lemon, all that sort of stuff that I'm gonna keep. So if I could do it again, you could do it. If you have any questions, let me know. And it was an amazing, beautiful experience, and I'm gonna, you know, keep it up in the future.